streaming. Post. Okay, the stream is started. Max. Oh my god, SRV, you're a fucking piece of shit!
What are we talking about?
No, I'm bumping into things with SRV. Oh boy, do I love it.
Your mic's on.
Alright.
No, I mean your mic's on for air, as in it says.
From the depths of internet, we come to you. Bad news, good news, dead horse beating news. Even no news will stop us. We'll make news. Even if it is in dumpster fire. We bring you integrity, except when it's EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Star Citizen, practically all of them. Movies, shows, and other industry bullshit. This totally is not a waste of time, but it sure is. Space Waste News!
Hello, I'm the pilot, and that's Yemix, and welcome to Space Waste News for June 19th, 2021. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Well, I mean, it's not happy, but you get the idea. I mean, it's a good day. It's a national holiday for where I am. I don't know about Latvia, because, why would I?
No, not really. The national holiday of summer solstice and so on and so forth actually will be happening in, give or take, 4 days, and then onto a fifth one. So 23rd, 24th, actually, I'll be doing a long stream, as I always do at the summer solstice celebration here in Latvia, instead of going out with people that I might consider as acquaintances or friends, and get some shashliks going, and some good outdoors activities. I'll be just sitting inside and streaming. Probably. So we'll see about that, but I won't be alone, so yeah, you might see me on another stream as well, but there you go. So
Damn
summer
pagans.
solstice here in Latvia. Woo!
Freaking pagans celebrating their original holiday that the other religions stole and, made for themselves. Anyway.
I
It's
suppose.
true, man. We all stole the...
There's that too, yeah, sure. So, anyways.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
What do we got for today?
We have a extraordinarily large list of topics that we're probably going to go well over our hour mark. And that's because last week was E3. And
yes.
we actually walked away with a lot of freaking stuff. And I'm going to really find it hard not to immediately turn back to Elite's shitty updates and Star Citizen's updates and just rail on that for the next hour. So let's try to like get these out, and we don't have any time to waste. Let's try to get these out in a nice, reasonable speed. But before that, I'm going to open up with something very important and dear to my heart. Boss Lady B is a elite streamer on Twitch. And she owes me a drawing of a cocaine bear. And she has not delivered it. And it's been like 5 months. I cashed in my channel points, and I'm getting a little pissed. I mean, how much longer do I have to wait here? How much longer do I have to wait for my drawing of a cocaine bear?
Well, we're starting off with a drama channel, huh? Well, fantastic, folks. Tune in next week. We'll have soap opera with Antonio and Rodrigo and whoever else, right? The typical soap opera nonsense. So, lo and behold, Pilot is using Yemix's just... weekly stream to vent his frustrations of stuff. Great. Lovely.
Yeah, this is like my only chance to do that.
Hey, don't you have a Twitter?
Yeah, but it's more fun to do it live.
There you go. I use my Twitter for shitposts consistently. So there you go. Huh?
All right. So, what do we open to? Let's just do one of yours then. What do you want to talk about?
All right. So, let's start with basically the list and just go downwards on that. Right. So, Shadow Warrior. Those that don't know, very parodic style of a shooter with a smarmy, cocksure, if you will, protagonist. I know his last name, Wong, but first name, god damn it. But regardless, the first Shadow Warrior game was basically at the era of Duke Nukem, and essentially Shadow Warrior, the original, right, was an attempt to sort of emulate Duke Nukem in a sort of a way, but it had its own following, and then it also was built on a build engine. Then mid 2010s, I think, mid 2010s, they did a
Are you going to do the whole history of the franchise?
Well, setup, okay, remake. There we go. It was a decent game. I do recommend it. It's a super simple little thing, sort of, and gameplay is pretty nice. The second one I absolutely hated. It was trash. Don't play it. And now the third one is coming out. We knew that before E3. However, now in E3 we got an actual gameplay trailer, and it basically is a Doom clone, precisely Doom Eternal clone, and it doesn't look as good or as interesting as Doom is or was. So the first game was a good remake. Second one was an attempt to basically do a fucking Borderlands with the loot drop nonsense and so on and so forth. It was a travesty, frankly speaking. And now the third one, though better looking, is just basically trend chasing on Doom's coattails. And just kind of disappointed in a way, but still respecting of the first game, I'm willing to give it a try, and hey, at least maybe it will be better. So there you go. That's the Shadow Warrior 3.
A couple of things. I've never played Shadow Warrior 3. I don't even know what that is. But during your rant, I was able to wolf down a breakfast taco, so thank you for that.
That was a comment that could have been left out and save time, but anyways, carrying on then, right? So
it's true. The history of Shadow Warrior 2 could have been left out too, but here we are.
It's about games, at least, not your damn tacos.
You know what? Oh, no, you know what? Fine. You want to be that way?
I want to eat the taco. Damn it! Now, that's why I'm angry.
No. You opened this door. Let's go follow through. Chat. All 104 plus 33, 138 of you listening. Which is more interesting to you? Shadow Warrior or breakfast tacos? Yeah, see, immediately. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Moving on then. All right then. I get it. Thanks for support, chats. I really appreciate it. Anyways, carrying on then. Right, speaking of Shadow Warrior, right, it is going to be published, just like the previous parts, by Devolver Digital. And as every year goes, Devolver has made a point to satirize, just overblown every, marketing shtick and more about the industry that they are actually in themselves to an amazing level. And this year was no exception. God damn it, there we go. I honestly do recommend watching all the years that Devolver had their own, presentation, and it's just amazing. The year that I remember the most was about 2 years ago when they did just absolutely psychotic take on greed and excess, if you will. This year they took a bit more snobby type of presentation. They even got fucking Jason Momoa in it. Which is just weird. Still, fair enough. Overall,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch it. I didn't see it.
No,
I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's fair enough. It's absolutely worth rewatching. Just the presentation of itself, the countless jokes at both themselves and the industry, and just basically the corporate aspect of the whole, gaming industry, right, is just worth taking a look at. It's a very unique company that generally speaking we don't see at all, because obviously everyone's so corporate and willing to just play the ball or not upset people. But frankly speaking, Devolver is like, fuck it, we release small but interesting games, let's just have fun. So that is
speaking of small but interesting games, Sable. If you haven't played it, there's a demo on Steam. It is legitimately kind of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the whole Steam demo stuff, but yeah. There are plenty of games.
It was good. Like if you don't know, it's a game where you basically are this girl in this desert tribe, and you're going off on your typical trope quest thing to become an adult, etc., etc., etc. But the way you do this is by going salvaging spaceships that have crashed across the planet, very like Rey and Star Wars style, and it's fun. It's a little platformer with a little kind of spaceship elements and collecting parts and scavenging, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I actually really did.
It's the one that I'm showing on the screen, correct?
Yeah.
All right, then.
It's the perfect demo too, because it gets exactly to the point where you're like, no, I want to do that, and it just ends. You're like, you bastard.
I
highly recommend
the demo is all about, like that. So
yeah, it's a very well done demo. How about that?
All right. Well, regardless, we'll talk about the demos in just a bit, so stay tuned indeed. Let's see. Yes. Right. The funny thing about E3, rather in let's see, what was it? Friday it started, and Saturday it kicked off with, let's see, what was Saturday about? Xbox and Bethesda. There we go. So essentially, their presentation was just. Well, it was what to be expected from Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda in itself. However, here's the thing. Post that presentation, obviously, there you have some hosts, talking about things and so on and so forth. And every year, it's rather interesting to see the rather disconnected presenters attempting to just. I don't know, present shit with some weird gimmicks and shticks, and it was interesting to specifically see this year's Xbox post presentation nonsense, because they essentially rented out an Airbnb or something like that. The backyard set up a shitty just bar area, quote unquote, with such haste that, well, even from a camera's perspective, it was clear that they just had some guy just quickly drill in fucking screws left and right, and it was just the cringe fest to the highest order for just the most inexplicable reasons in many regards. I don't know what it is with these corporate presentations that just brings out the absolute worst stupid shit. I don't know.
It's a last minute thing. And actually, if you get too close to pretty much any corporate presentation, you
Oh,
get,
absolutely,
like,
yes.
within 3 feet, it's all ripped, Yeah.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
every single one, yes.
The best iteration I have ever seen of a corporate event that I was actually thrown together like really, really well. It wasn't gaming, but it was extremely interesting. This woman bought a booth, and they were going to give her the crappy plastic table and the tent and this and that and blah 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 blah. And she got there and she looked at it and went, "Oh, fuck this." So she goes up and calls up the local Goodwill and says, "Send me your nicest, comfiest couch that you have for sale. I'll pay double for it. Give me some rugs, some sheets, this and that too. And like a chair or two, like, big comfy things." And they go, "Okay." So within an hour, they had a Goodwill truck deliver all that stuff. So now her booth has sheets draped off the side. It has blankets, it has throw pillows and a giant couch and a chaise lounge and this and that. She spends all of like $400, but her booth is the fucking talk of the entire event. And she welcomes people in, chills, yeah, let's just talk, blah, 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 blah. Everyone loves her, and she becomes the hit of the freaking thing. She makes more money back than she ever spent off of setting it all up off the cuff. And it's amazing. And at the end of it, then she goes, "What are you gonna do with the couches?" She goes, "Oh, I'm gonna call up this other Goodwill to come up and pick it up." Perfect.
Neat.
Yeah.
Though, what type of event was that?
I don't remember. Some business sales thing outdoors. You advertise your local business to the community.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've been to some of those. It's just a mishmash of all sorts of things. At least the last couple of I've gone to. So, oh well. Well, in any case, I suppose we can move on then to, let's see what we got.
Oh,
Starfield.
I got one.
Nah. Okay.
All right, we'll do Starfield.
No. You got the thing. You go.
No, it's fine. You already said it. You already opened up Pandora's box. Let's do Starfield. I fucking expected more.
It's a cinematic trailer, dude.
Show me something. It's been in development for fucking years.
Oh, they did show plenty.
It's a guy getting into a ship. It looks like Star Citizen. That's fine.
They showed
I'm okay
plenty.
with that.
They showed just enough for you, or at least people within the know, to know what's up.
Okay.
So
I want to see things.
If you haven't seen the Starfield trailer, it's out there on them webs. Actually, hold on. Let me just be very
20 seconds
and present it. Hold on. All
right, well, you find it. I'm going to tell you it's 20 seconds of a guy walking into a ship from an outpost. He walks in, flips some switches. We see some Fallout-style cinematic writing on the walls because that joke hasn't been used forever. He flips more switches, sits at the cockpit, a mech walks by, and it's over.
Okay.
And now it's on screen.
So yeah, basically on the screen you can see the Starfield's official teaser trailer. Jesus fucking Christ. First of all, it's a teaser trailer, so it's a teaser, fair enough. They marked it correctly, unlike some other fucking company that we know of. But basically, you can already see from this shot on the screen that I'm showing, guy and his legs and things walking and shitty textures and, getting in wherever, right? Doesn't that remind you of a game? Or a project for a game? Doesn't that remind you of anything? They're making very heavy
Star Citizen.
They are making heavy hints at Star Citizen here. However, from what at least we used to know from when Starfield was first announced, apparently it will be shipless gameplay. So it kind of makes, well, from what I've heard. Again, I might be completely wrong. If it is a ship gameplay included, that might change completely how it how or what it is. But here right now they're basically making so many fucking hints that, oh well, this looks like a Star Citizen, yes, so we don't really need to show too much, and good luck with that. However, knowing the particulars of the stupid engine that Bethesda tends to use on Skyrim, Fallout,
they've
gonna be
upgraded
very
since then,
right?
right?
Maybe they will have upgraded since then. I mean, under Bethesda, id works, okay? So if it is on id Tech engine, fucking great. But even so, it's specifically Bethesda Softworks here that is going to work, right? And it's just, the
engine never changes.
Yeah, that's the, and you might be closer to the truth than you might know actually about it. But the thing is,
no.
So the bottom line is about this Starfield. Essentially, they are hinting heavily, or rather, they're essentially trying to ride the coattails of Star Citizen. There's just absolute just hints constantly about it. Well, at least in this particular marketing. However, once we start to see actual gameplay about it, I have a feeling we're not gonna see much of a ship gameplay. My previous knowledge of rather rumors about Starfield essentially is obviously it's going to be a single player game that we knew already as it was announced essentially. So the question becomes what kind of a gameplay we're going to be expecting. Obviously it's going to be more or less a first person shooter, blah blah blah, but beyond that really not much else is known. But yeah, the trailer is drawing so much fucking so many parallels of Star Citizen. Is gonna be a massive disappointment once the gameplay trailer actually comes out. I do
actually like the I like the atmosphere they did build for the trailer. By the way, that cockpit, the one you see on screen right now, is very reminiscent of a freaking Cuddy Black. But
it's Star Citizen,
I like the little details.
It's Star Citizen reference left and right consistently.
I do like the helmet. I do like the helmet that says "Do not use" and it's got a crack on the side that's not entirely obvious. You know, the little atmosphere things like that are fun and interesting, and I do like that. But for fuck's sake, it's been years. Show me something that we're going to be doing or that we can do. Yeah,
Pilot, you're not. You're sounding like a naive child when it comes to this marketing ploy. I'm a fucking
adult, and I'm tired of wasting time waiting.
Well, that's too fucking bad. You don't know how marketing works, then, Mr. Adult. As an adult,
do know how marketing works.
Then why are you complaining about this bullshit? Because clearly,
I know how marketing works.
Well, exactly. They first released a teaser trailer to get everyone hyped up about the fucking thing, okay? And then, guess what? Slowly, after a couple of months, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a. Let's see. Right, hold on. No, now it's the teaser trailer. So yeah, in about 3 months. In about 3 months, we're gonna see the actual gameplay teaser. We're gonna see a teaser, not a fucking gameplay trailer. After that, about a month after that, I'd say give or take. Right, we're gonna see potentially a gameplay trailer, and then for the last 2 months before release,
I get it.
They're gonna finally start pushing, a bit more media coverage from everyone else. So 6 months from now on, we're gonna, basically it's gonna start ramping up about in about 4 months. That's usual release thing. 6 months before, you release a teaser, 6 months, then it's more or less
I'm
release,
aware.
But there you go. It's a year.
What I'm saying is that, you know what? I guarantee you at least a little bit more of the game is done than this. I understand you're releasing a teaser trailer of a cinematic to build hype. I understand what marketing it is. I get it. I understand all of the answers. I don't care. I would like to see what I can do in the game. Just a little bit of it would be excellent. I'm tired of cinematic trailers that, yay, pretty, but I know are absolute lies.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Every single one of them is an absolute lie. Yes.
I don't want to see lies anymore. Yeah, 16 times the detail. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Oh, it's gonna be fucking 64 times the detail, mate.
Oh, who
I
the fuck
guarantee.
cares, man?
No,
Whatever.
I get your
I
frustration
just-
with
I'm
the
done.
whole thing, but it's not like it's gonna change. That's the thing. It's a part of this fucking business that will not change for the life of it, which is absolutely disgusting. I hate it myself. I really hate every single company that decides, hey, let's just release the fucking trailer first, rather without, a gameplay thing. But that's part of the business, which is unfortunate. And yes, it's important that we keep hammering in that we need an actual gameplay, and more so we're going to talk about this thing called demos in just a bit. So yeah, we need that as well. But
Sure.
there we go.
Okay.
This is just this industry. It fucking sucks. So yeah. Anyways, what was your topic then? Quickly moving on.
Yeah. Let's quickly move on. I'm doing 2 because you freaking snaked me. One, fucking Psychonauts 2, bitch. I'm so fucking happy and excited. I've been waiting for so goddamn long.
Production.
What was that?
We already knew that Psychonauts 2 were in production, so what has
Yes, but I actually got to see it. Oh, here, this is a perfect example. We saw the Psychonauts 2 trailer, and in the trailer, they showed us actual gameplay and things we would be doing and places we would be going.
All right.
It's actually
it's a gameplay trailer. See.
Yes.
All right then.
It is good. It has all the same voice actors, I think, and including the guy who does Invader Zim and Raz. Yeah, I'm freaking stoked, dude. This game was fucking
I
awesome
still need
and
to play
fun.
the first one, but oh well.
Oh, it's so good. Listen, the
I've
entire
heard
game
good
is
things,
pretty.
yes.
Yeah, the entire game is pretty good and easy, except for the very last level.
Yeah, you did
that
rant
is-
about a couple of things about
It is
yeah.
notoriously hard. Yeah. But this looks good, and I'm excited. And I don't know how long it's been since the first one, but it's weird and fun and interesting and brilliant in its own way, and it deserves all the love. I highly recommend it if you have never played the original. I like how they finally tuned the colors too. Now that it doesn't have to be in such low resolution, it actually you can actually tell things apart now too. That was a big problem with the first one. The art style kind of blended into itself.
It has a very
and it was
unique
hard
art
to see
style
things.
indeed. It's akin to a mascot platformers essentially, but it's a
Yeah,
but
well,
with
it was
its
the
own
original
twist.
Xbox.
Yeah, sure.
It was the original Xbox, so the graphics had to be like the face textures and everything like that had to be kind of bad, and so he chose an art style that would take advantage of that. And
well, you'd think that the 2D platformer would be probably better with a better. Anyways, carry on. Yeah.
No, it was ambitious for the time. It was a brilliant story, interesting gameplay, and it was a lot of fun. And the fact that there's a second one now after all these years, I'm legitimately happy and excited. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, fair enough. What's your topic number 2 then?
Okay, so tomorrow is Rick and Morty season 5. Okay. And yes, and as if you paid attention to last season, there was a line that Rick kind of just threw away, and he goes, "Let's go to Wendy's or something. I think they threw us some fucking money." It's very meta. Wendy's probably sponsor them, give money for something. But this year, that's confirmed because all of the at least one of the Wendy's around me in Los Angeles is no longer a Wendy's. It's a Morty's. Complete with a Morty in a red wig with pigtails and a drive-through which is actually just a giant Rick head that you drive through the mouth, and there's all types of art and Rick and Morty shit all over the place. It's fucking awesome. And I love this kind of stupid, pointless viral marketing that just makes these things.
Oh, now
It's so much fun.
Give
Yes,
me a
look it up.
moment.
Panorama
I'm
City
looking it up.
Mortys. Panorama City Mortys.
Give me a moment. Where the fuck is it? Panorama Mortys? Okay.
That'll work too.
Let's see.
Sir, this is a Mortys.
Not seeing a good picture here. God damn it. Why? Oh, God. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you bullshit. Yeah.
Look at it. Open it. Get rid of your context menu. There it is. Look at that thing. That's awesome. You know what I'm going to do when I get off with you? I'm going to go drive over to Panorama City. I'm going to drive through this thing. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's only like
fair enough. It works. Again, the whole thing about
it's like 20 minutes
sauce and what fuck, and then all the.
Well,
other
yeah, no.
things, right?
That's cringe, nasty, toxic fan bullshit.
Yeah,
This
I know.
is kind of funny, and I like the fact that it's Morty in a red wig with pigtails.
It's not like we haven't seen something like this being done, especially with Disney, and other fucking things. Disney.
Did you eat your microphone?
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's not like we haven't seen this, especially in Americas or Japan, as a matter of fact, which is interesting for Japan. It's actually slightly different, but yeah, there's the same idea. So marketing is marketing, and hey, it works. So there you go.
Yeah. No, look, I'm not saying that I need to pledge allegiance or any shit like that, or I'm going to go there and do a fucking Rick dance or something in the front parking lot.
Ads,
yeah. Well, it's not that. I'm not saying I'm going to go fucking go throw shit or be an asshole or a toxic douchebag either. I'm just saying I like the show. I could stand for a burger. Hence, let's go see the new little art display that they've done that's Rick and Morty based. I'm okay with
American
that.
typical. Oh boy, or typically American, I suppose.
Let's go see art and fast food.
Burger, yes. And how about what was it? 200-ounce fucking cola. Yeah, let's get that.
Oh no. The best one is he goes, this is a children's size, and she brings up like a bucket, and he goes, yes, that's actually. He goes, how is this for a child? And he goes, well, actually, we found out if we liquefied an actual 2-year-old. Yeah, no, if we liquefied an actual 2-year-old, this is roughly the volume they would take up.
Well, neat.
Hey,
America,
look, there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with a burger and art. Who can disagree with a burger and art? Come on.
Artist. Well.
Artist.
We'll see about that in the features there. But anyways, carrying on then, right? Well, let's see what we got for the topics then. Oh yeah, right. Speaking of space games, Outer Worlds 2 was announced.
Best trailer of E3.
Ah, yes, right. They did basically the self-parodying trailer that movie parodyists have done in the last couple of years themselves. With a voiceover about what was it? Frame fades in slowly with meaningful or nonsensical.
If you're gonna just roll, if you're gonna do it, just roll it. Yeah. I thought it was funny. It was good. It's very meta humor.
It's a good parody, definitely. It's just that it's been done, and actually it's been done better on movie side of things. It's just that they're taking this idea and, well, it's for games original, but overall the idea is not particularly original. In fact, it's basically copy pasting things. And if you're gonna be self-parodic, I mean, you can be a bit more creative than copy an idea one for one.
You know what? You know why I'm giving it to him? Because somebody took the audio for that trailer, the Outer Worlds 2 trailer, and they put it over the Starfield footage, and it still fucking worked.
It does. I mean, it does for literally Elite Dangerous as well, right? Elite's the last trailer before the fucking thing launched, right? That was literally just that, but with the stupid fucking British song, you know, the what was it? I fucking hate that song actually quite a lot. Especially now with all the
Really?
attached to it. Never really liked it to begin with, but now that it's attached to Elite Dangerous and the whole constant emphasis on Armstrong moment almost, it's just...
Who pissed in your Cheerios today?
Oh, well, Elite Dangerous did, as I was literally running in this particular base that you're seeing right now for the past fucking 3 hours trying to gather fucking materials for the project video for later down the line. And, yeah, engineering, rather the gameplay of Elite Dangerous kind of gets to you. So, yeah.
Okay, it's been half an hour. And we talked about some E3 stuff. We still have other stuff to talk about. Yes.
Oh, there are plenty of good stuff indeed as well.
We should get to the point, and pretty much why most everyone's here anyway. I'm going to ask you we could talk about Elite shitty updates, fine, but I do want to cut to the chase and ask a legitimate question.
Go.
I have not played in a couple months, obviously. And I said goodbye to
at every opportunity you take up and make a point to actually mention that. Yes, we all know that. Yes, okay.
Okay, I'll stop doing it. I just want to remind people I haven't played it, so I don't know. I can't speak
for
it
just
myself.
Poking fun.
It seems to me, just listening to you guys, that and looking at the posts on Reddit that still come through my homepage and everything like that, it feels like the end of the game. Is it? Because I would really hate to see Elite die like this.
It's a complex
but it feels like
topic.
It is.
So is Odyssey signaling the end of Elite Dangerous in and of itself? So there are a couple of theories that I have entertained in my own head for a little bit, and well, I suppose we can go through one at a time, right? So the first things first, right? From a more consumer point of view, right? Essentially, what Elite Dangerous Odyssey essentially feels like, especially considering that Horizons was a big fucking turd that they just shoved out, and by the end of it, they literally just shoved out whatever was left and just got done with it. Beyond was an impromptu. This is to fix the result of Horizons, but Horizons is done, so we can't really call it Horizons, so we need to call it something else. Let's do a marketing push. And after that, there was a big fucking maintenance phase, essentially, or semi-maintenance phase that just signals already not that good of a time within the company, if you will. So yeah, and from that alone, you could say that Elite Dangerous Odyssey was the last big push before they, shut down the game, on the active development side, and just keep maintaining it to do the final cash in, the final big push. Because let's be frank, in about 3 years, right? Which is generally speaking the lifetime of an expansion. Or actually, no, technically within their internal marketing, they say that 2 years for DLCs that they are willing to support. So give or take, Elite is nearing the 10 years. And many games often cut off after 4. Which is normal, which is absolutely normal. For single-player games, actually, the support basically cuts off after 6 months to 12 months, depending on how well it's received. Even if it is really well received. For example, right now, you don't really see that many updates for, let's say, Resident Evil Village, which was extremely well received. So yeah, the support, generally speaking, for that is ended. But yeah, for Elite Dangerous, that is a live service and still bringing notable amount of money for Elite. Well, whether or not Odyssey is or is not that last big content push is still to be seen, and one could have a reasonable sort of ground to think that it is the last big push. And again, you wouldn't be exactly wrong to saying that, because I doubt that especially considering the horrible reception of this thing, the horrible launch of this thing, we're not gonna see any sort of a new big, expansion style thing like either Horizons or Odyssey in those next 4 years, if at all. It's almost guaranteed due to this horrible just ending of it.
Okay. So the reason I ask is when the alpha hit, I mean, okay, and I made my propaganda video, and that looks like it has potential. And then I never played the rest of it after that, and I didn't even bother. But I watched you and other people play after it was released, and I watched the updates come in and kind of fix this and that, and then make other things worse, and then little updates from from the live stream that they do every week, this and that. They say we don't plan on adding ship interiors, and that was kind of
or
a
continued support
major,
for VR.
Yeah, well, I was getting that, but they don't plan on adding ship interiors, and that was kind of a major deal breaker for me. I was like, well, I'm never coming back here. Then last week was it? They just said, oh, we don't plan on developing any more VR, and I was like, you are killing your major hardcore fan base.
One could even
What
say
are you
that David
doing?
Braben is curb stomping his baby, but
Yeah.
that's just being extremely explicit on a well, not euphemism, but an analogy. There you go.
Your hardcore audience is what's going to stick with you, between sales and expansions and this and that.
Cosmetics and crap.
And buy your cosmetics. And you are actively taking away the feature that kept you on the #1 billboard for a fucking VR. This game, this old ass game, is on the top of the VR billboard forever because of this feature, and you're killing it? The fuck were you thinking? And what's worse, beyond this, is that there's a way that you can actually turn on VR mode when you're on foot. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did see the video from Just Dave, and then of course Mechanic Man has also. If you haven't seen Mechanic Man, he actually made the first video with that sort of a VR ability on foot, looking around and so on and so forth. So he was probably one of the I'd say probably the first one publicly showcasing that sort of a capability. But after his essential. Well, he didn't tell me exactly how to, but from what I gathered, it's essentially a big clusterfuck to just get going. So, yeah.
It is. You kind of have to glitch a little bit.
But
the thing is that... Yeah, the thing is that if it's possible, why the fuck isn't it in the game? What the fuck are you doing? What are these terrible decisions? It seems like someone is actively trying to kill the fucking game. And I'm not saying that jokingly or like full of hyperbole anymore. Like, the way the commentators. Yeah, exactly. The commentators say, oh, you're fucking killing your own game. And that's my job as a critic to say that. I'm not saying that. I'm no longer an official critic. I'm actively telling you, why does it seem like you're trying to fuck your own game? What don't we know here? What is this?
Thing is, normally I would say that, the whole killing your game is hyperbole, because really all it is just not upkeeping your features. But the thing is, considering that Odyssey brought in a new set of gameplay features, if you will, and those features are not, again, supported by the VR. It essentially, it is literally like just deprecating a part of, let's say, a code. Coming from a coder's perspective, essentially, it's just, hey, we just simply found a better way to do things, or just didn't want to bother with this thing, so we're just gonna mark this feature or this function or this whatever in our thing deprecated. You can still kind of use it, but it's only supported until we decide to clean out the code, if you will. So, yeah, in a way, you can even say that, indeed, they are actually killing it, because that new feature should technically have the VR support, and it doesn't. On the sort of apologist side, and rightfully so, you can even say that, well, hey, on the foot gameplay, well, how would you implement the VR, right? You could have that simple looking around ability like you have in the ships, but it would be extremely disorienting. So better having that screen in a gray void is less nauseating, and there is truth to that. It's not great. It'd be greater if we had an option to switch between, but there's that. And of course, there's going even further, just like with some idiots who talk about ship interiors needing to be designed to the umpteenth level, and that's the only way to design it. That also VR can't be on legs, because you would need to design literally every single interactable thing to work with VR, and the gloves and basically what they did with No Man's Sky. That's also not necessarily true, but still it all still requires a certain amount of development that needs to go into that features support, and considering that not a lot of players are actually using that feature, let's be frank about it all. It's probably in their internal presentations just, we got 10% maybe, to be generous, doing VR. It's still not that important as developing not ship interiors, but space station interiors, just copy pasting a building. That's probably better, right? I'm being extremely patronizing here, but it's still a decision that is questionable about not supporting VR and rather letting it die. Basically, it just like every other feature from Elite Dangerous since Odyssey, except for maybe a few exceptions, has been placed in the game as just that one-time showcase for the media to quickly cover and forget immediately about. It's basically a clickbait, because clickbait for if by definition is essentially just attention grabbing, but without a substance. Multi-crew, squadrons, fleet carriers, power play, even all these are, frankly speaking, just made, supported for a few months after its release, and completely abandoned henceforth. That's VR. That's always been kind of VR, though, come to think of it. Because what was the last time when was the last time they did actually do some major change for VR? I haven't noticed, because since launch, it really... They
haven't had to.
Yeah, they haven't had to, so it was always sort of released, and we didn't notice that it was an abandoned feature, just like, again, fucking multi-crew or squadrons and few other ones, right? And that's the pattern of Frontier developments in general. They just think of, their marketing team probably just sits down, think of a fucking feature that would grab news articles and player attention for that one crucial release period, and should be quickly enough to develop, but, not thinking about how to support it afterwards, because they don't want to support it afterwards. It's that design principle of just... Yes?
Hold on. Do you know what my biggest disappointment is? I know it's watching you and Obsidian and Exegius and all of them just get a little bit more sad every day. Watching my friends cover this and just get a little bit more quieter, a little bit more sad, and a little bit more disappointed. And it kind of fucking breaks my heart a little bit. What the fuck?
I get that. Yeah, that's... the thing is, Elite Dangerous, right? I've seen this basically over a couple of years, or rather after the first year, I started seeing more and more what the Frontier Developments as a company essentially is. While I would like to say that I was the first to, see through them as a company and what their MO is or what their development is, actually there were probably a few more folks that did see this from the get-go. But regardless of that, right? My sort of experience and sort of learning, rather just recognizing patterns. Human brain is very good at recognizing patterns, and with Frontier Developments it was very clear rather quickly after you start examining what they have released and how they have released these things. It's just to them, Elite Dangerous really is nothing but just a product. There is no artistic value to them, or rather even any other value but the value that they bring in financially. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was listening through a internal presentation video clip that they posted about just basically financials and all that stuff, and it's just the manner they speak, these old fucking dinosaurs that just keep on talking about just the product. And sure, yeah, it might be just for the shareholders and whatnot else, but even so, it's just the key points and the direction that they are looking at for the game, the product, the company. It is so corporate, and just with that corporate look, you kind of can recognize what values or where they actually stand with something. And the thing is, they employ people that at first are enthusiastic. We know a few, right, in the public space as well. We can see those people come in at first and try to change things up and maybe bring in a change in some kind of a way, but that is, well, considering that the orders that are coming from up above, that kind of grinds them down. And I didn't exactly see that happening with a few specific public faces. I could see with a few other ones, and I have no doubt that internally there's plenty of just that artistic talent that comes in willing to work on a game and create and maybe make things better, but is constantly shut down because, hey, you need to develop this product. You're just shuffled in. It's nothing but to create product and results, rather than just actually make sure that result immediately won't, topple over after a few months, upkeep of it. There's a certain forward thinking through, but to return to that original question. To return to that original question that Pilot put out, is Elite Dangerous dying, right? Well, it's hard to say whether or not we're going to see more bigger updates, but I can tell you right now, this next fucking year, at the bare minimum, well, rather, these next 5 months are going to be literal development of the things that they hadn't had the time to develop before somebody pulled the switch and released this thing. So that's the console release, and 6 months after that, it's going to be the, proper upkeep, maintenance, and fixing time. And of course, the story delivery, blah, 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 blah. After that first year, well, we're going to see maybe the, final content being released, like those SRVs, Titan Targo, blah, blah.
Not really what I meant. I mean, yes, there's always a wind down of a game, and we always knew that was coming anyway because of the 10-year plan, blueprint, blah, 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 roadmap.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it feels like we always knew that Odyssey was going to make or break what was left of the game anyway. But it feels like Odyssey went so badly that it actually broke it. That no matter what, to me, from what I see, and I hope I'm wrong, but from what I see, it looks like what Odyssey is at the moment is not enough, and it's a death knell. Is that even when it comes out on console, it's not going to be enough. That's what it feels like to me.
It's originally right. My original prediction when Alpha was going on, and even before Alpha, my original prediction was that Odyssey is gonna be a lackluster but still a competent product, right? Generally speaking, it wasn't even that. So it went far worse than even I thought it would go. I expected this to be very bog standard, very just, British way average. And it didn't even do that. So because it didn't do that, because it even further carried over specific implications for the company. Now we have to start talking about the whole company as a subject, as to how they operate, work, and what are their principles. Not only now.
Oh no, they're already onto Jurassic whatever. They don't give a shit anymore. They're already onto Jurassic.
No, they already didn't care much when they got the deal for Jurassic back in 2016 or so, when they started work on it. I mean, or rather,
I'm
slightly
just saying,
later.
like all the
that,
social media.
But no, yeah,
I'm just saying all the social media just is immediately pointing to Jurassic. Oh, Frontier is amazing, and this is what we're releasing next.
It's absolutely the other other products from Frontier are doing relatively fine. Planet Coaster seems to have an uplift in the recent times, but regardless, still is. If you look at the financials, yeah, they're upwards trending and blah blah blah. But the thing is, right now, at least within the community, because of how bad this fucking update, DLC expansion has gone. Now even your average Bob is just going on and thinking past what the game is. They are starting to think more critically as to what the company, what the dev studio is. And obviously that brings in obviously the bad stink of the bad reviews. It brings in the bad stink in just as a company that wants to be a publisher. When they fuck up so majorly and willingly, mind you, releasing a product for their own, internal studio, so broken and bad, what do you think they would do with studios that they are simply acting as a publisher for? Right? That brings in more questions for those willing development studios that are, looking for a publisher, and those that are already confirmed to be under Frontier's foundry. It kind of brings in that probably thought back at those CEOs of those game dev studios. Maybe we should switch publishers now, because if they treat their own IP so bad, their own original IP so horribly, what can we expect from them on our thing? So yeah, Odyssey is far more reaching than just the dev team that did Odyssey. It's far more reaching than even the company. It's the whole brand.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, because I think that's breaking our primary rule. You and I both agree on that primary rule of things are judged as you experience them, and they can be changed depending on if the product or if the service or whatever it is changes itself. And it could be rejudged at that time. Is there a way to save them? I don't think so, but there's the way to save Elite. I don't personally think so, but I would love to be wrong. As for the repercussions for the company and how it affects them in the future, I can see where you're logically moving through that thought process of how it's going to hit them, and it's going to hit them hard. And but I can't speculate.
No, sure.
I can tell you, though,
there's certainly that too. Yeah, I agree that this is just, wild speculation, if you will. But if we are talking about a company that is essentially working as a massive business, you have to approach it as a massive fucking business. So, yeah.
I have a conspiracy theory. This is your conspiracy theory of the week, provided by the pilot.
Let's go.
Okay. FDev is intentionally tanking Elite so that Tencent sells all their shares, they can rebuy them back, and they can actually bring Elite back to its former glory. No?
What grounding for that thinking process do you
Nothing.
have?
It's a
Okay.
conspiracy thing.
See,
Don't you enjoy making
at
up
the very
stories?
least,
I
every
don't.
conspiracy theories do have some sort of grounding upon which they lay their opinions and theories on. It's not just wild speculation that, hey, we didn't land on a moon because I think so or because I heard so. Usually, even those dipshitteroonies do have a little bit of kind of a self-proclaimed proof of it. So, baseless? Pilot baseless?
I think it's fine to dream, Morty. God.
Well, okay, sweet summer child. Oh, but on serious note, about Elite Dangerous and essentially its future. For the next 2 years, Elite will still be around. It will still have an active PR face, meaning that it also will have an active-ish development team. But past those 2 next years, although in their internal presentations they do show that, we want to make Elite Dangerous for the next... hold on, I have a fucking clip of that. Give me a moment, I do have a fucking video about it. Just give me a moment, I'll find it. I actually do have their internal nonsense. Tap, there we go. That's their internal nonsense. Blah, blah,
Creating
blah.
authentic worlds.
Yeah, there's just... here we go, right? So, Odyssey, right? Let's see. All right, so here we go, right? So, essentially, here we go. Odyssey is planned for... onwards to year 2024. Though it is planned, it can be maintained past that point. The question is, what state will the game be in is a whole different thing. But...
yeah, my ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving
Expect
on.
things to really ramp down past the next 2 years. Really ramp down.
I don't think that they're going to have a very successful console launch. I don't think our Odyssey was worth it.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. Okay. And you know what? I'm moving on because I don't want to get more depressed. Let's talk about Star Citizen for a second.
Oh boy, from one hole into another. Let's go.
Okay.
What you got?
Roughly 2 or 3 times a year, I get the Star Citizen itch. Or I go and I reinstall the RSI launcher because, by the way, once you've fallen out of it, if you do the same cycle I do,
pick me up, the Star Citizen's always there for me.
if you do the cycles like I do, where you like fall out of love and then fall back in, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I highly recommend uninstalling the game completely once you fall out of love with it, and then reinstalling it when you want to go again, and only because if you don't, the launcher tends to break and all things go completely screwy. But that's not the point. For the last 2 weeks, I have had my annual Star Citizen love affair where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jump in and I'm going to play and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a legitimate fair shot. And I still maintain the same thing that I say every year. Eventually, that game is going to be the perfect space simulator. 2, it actually is legitimately fun for what you can do in there.
So you believe that it will eventually come out as a fully finished and seal of approval game?
Hey, I didn't say that.
No, you just said that. You said that it's gonna be a finished space simulator, mate.
That is not what I said. I said eventually this will be the space simulator. I never said it would actually release. I want to be very clear here. I don't think the game will actually... That's a very
narrow, specific... Carry on.
I don't actually think the game will ever come out. Like, full release. Not in a traditional video game way. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're shooting for something else. But that's not the point. I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. But every year I load it up, I go fly around in a bunch of spaceships, and I go see whatever new thing that they've added over the last couple months, because there's usually 3 major updates a year. And yes, I said perfect. I stand by perfect. I go see the new things they have. I go do the loops. By the way, I finally got combat this year. I finally know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not totally screwed every time someone starts shooting at me. It's great. I can do cargo runs. I do the box runs, which seem to have gotten worse. Do a little bit of mining, and I go see the new shit
No
they added
way,
to
the
microtech.
best gameplay is worse now? Oh, my poor boxes.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
The boxes have actually gotten worse. I'm not joking. It's bad.
Well, you can't throw them anymore properly, so yeah, I agree. They have gotten worse.
And mining is now basically just taking out a cutlass with a rock inside of it, and it's kind of boring and it doesn't pay very well. Still, it's beautiful, and I love running around ships, and I have fallen in love with the Mercury Star Runner, and all of these things make me happy. But I'm coming up on the edge of the content barrier again, meaning that I can log in and grind enough money for a different ship that I can buy with UEC in game.
Not all the ships, mind you, but okay, yeah.
No, most of them.
I wouldn't even
but
say
I'm coming
most,
up,
but they carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, I love the Mercury Star Runner, but it's kind of useless. I can't use the turrets because I don't want to fly with anyone else, and I can't slave them to the main triggers. There's no hacking in the game, so I can't go and use the servers that it carries to go hack anything. It's essentially useless. It's a good cargo carrier, I guess, and it's fast. I can't really use it. And so I'm looking at the update thing. 3.14, I believe, is coming out soon in like the next week or so.
3.14? Okay, nice. We'll have to check it out.
Yeah. And I believe that it's, or maybe Orison is 3.15. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm looking at the incremental updates, which you, by the way, can pull up and go look at what's scheduled to come out with the next update. I'm going, a couple things are going, oh, neat. And then you just kind of realize that it's supposed to have 100 star systems.
Well, copy pasting is not even that hard, you know. I mean, let's be honest, Elite Dangerous has been doing that forever.
But
exactly.
No, but like we're not even done with the first one. It's still broken. We still don't have server meshing. We still don't have this and this and this and this and this and this and all that. And it kind of is a bit of a bummer when you realize what it should be versus what you're actually doing. And while I love SIG's transparency, their complete transparency that I love, that I think every game developer should adopt. At some point,
really
I think
not, but okay. They basically put out a lot of nothing information, and well, a lot of people are very susceptible to thinking that that's actually information. But okay.
No. You can actually pull up the project board, what they're working on, and you can see what team is working on it, and how far they've progressed. That's a thing. That's something I would like to see Frontier do for Elite, and what they're working on. I'll even take a what you're working on, not just many improvements, because that doesn't mean anything.
How I often feel about these things. I knowing basically the development process, you know, even to a smaller degree, I honestly much rather not have, let's say, my employees being monitored by the public while, you know, a thing is being made. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, frankly. So
the point I was trying to make is that at some point, I'm going to have my soup. I'm going to have my cake and eat it too. I love the transparency, but at some point I realized that the onus is on me, is that I'm looking I'm not looking 2 or 3 updates ahead. I'm looking 30 updates ahead when we actually have multiple star systems to go choose from, and, you know, data hacking and data running and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, I'd really like to play that game, and realizing that it's 6 years away.
Have you tried perhaps spending your all your money onto it? Have you tried that?
Spending money on it? No, God, no.
There you go. That's why it's not progressing, my friend. You need to empty out your bank account, prostitute yourself daily, and then, of course, sell your internal organs that are not necessarily vital, and then just put all the money into it. I guarantee you that will make the next update come slightly faster.
To be clear, for the chat, I will only be. I was saying that the update that I was looking forward to is what's on the scheduled roadmap is 6 years away, not any kind of like finished gameplay or anything like that. And yeah, it'll all be outdated before that anyway. This is what I'm saying. I don't think there's an intention to actually ever get out of like an alpha. I don't think that it'll ever be released like a game as we know it. I think the intention is just to perpetually keep building and just eventually lose the alpha or make the alpha part of the word meaningless. In other words, just keep building it, and that's the model. You pay for new shit to play with in the game, and yeah. I don't think there's going to be a beta. I don't think, even when it's like playable and there's server meshing and hundreds of thousands of people can all play at once, I don't think it'll ever leave alpha.
You're absolutely correct. Well, maybe not correct, but you are most likely correct, and probably true. Correct in the future as well, because Star Citizen has shown its, rather Chris Roberts has shown specifically his willingness or unwillingness to finish a thing, and considering the money involved, and especially the legal boundaries and implications that being an alpha thing forever helps, and how it helps, or what it implies, might incentivize them to really never release. And you're right, there's just the absolute possibility that it's just going to be eternal alpha, and it's just going to stay that way, just not to be legally liable or accountable or any other sort of thing.
We've been discussing this for years, is that there is no financial model after they leave alpha. There's no way that you could keep getting the development dollars.
Have you tried microtransactions? I hear they are very popular.
Why would you have microtransactions?
They already have
when you
them,
have.
By the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, why would you have microtransactions when you have people spending $500 on the fucking Banu merchant? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? No,
so
there's subscribers. My God.
So yeah, it's disgusting. Well, anyways, I suppose we should move on to another topic. But before we do, it's been an hour already, the usual length of Space Age News, so let's do a little bit of, or rather, I'll do a little bit of self-promotion, shilling thing, if you will. So if you guys have enjoyed these Space Age News and other streams and videos and so on and so forth that I make, do check out the link down below for the Patreon, which is really, really helpful for continued support on the content and so on and so forth. Streamlabs for tips and so on and so forth. Hell, pick up a t-shirt, 100,000 subscriber celebratory design that I made. In fact, it's really cool. I'm proud of it. So there you go. All the links down below. And and also, of course, how could I forget? The pilot indeed has his own YouTube channel that he doesn't upload anymore. God damn it. And he also does have his Patreon still active, I think.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. So you can support him through that as well. Anyway, yeah, there you go. That's the mandatory shilling part. Now, choose a topic.
I should probably do the line. Give us money, we're pretty. So,
well, that's usually for the end, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's true, but it's fair. Did you see the Smash Kazuya trailer?
No.
Oh my God! So. You got to pull this up. Okay, you got to pull it up. Just type in Smash Kazuya trailer. This was probably the funniest one that I watched. I mean, it's not like hilarious.
No, what?
No. Smash, as in Smash Brothers.
Yes.
And that Kazuya, Kazuya.
Ah, K. Game, I guess.
No. Just type in the trailer. Smash Kazuya trailer. That'll work for you. Or I'll just. Why am I doing this the hard way?
Hey, just
find
give
it
me a
for you.
moment. I'll just look at Smash Kazooie. Ah, I see. Hopefully this is the right one.
It's like the first link. Yeah.
This one? No, that's some random dude, not the official. Also, it's not loading.
dear.
God
Hold
damn
on.
it! Send me a link.
I'll just send you the link. It's fine.
No, that is the same thing. Weird. Okay, well, all right. There we go. Again, for content
Just
ID
watch.
nonsense.
Just watch.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Very cinematic. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Whee!
Oh no, it gets better. All right, so that's Kazuya from Tekken throwing Ganon into a volcano. You're like, oh wow, that's interesting and cinematic, and we have some gameplay and blah 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 blah. And I don't care about the shit. You could skip forward if you want. And then
let's just watch it. Since you brought it up, let's just watch it. All right. Okay, the typical Smash
Brothers things, blah blah
yeah.
blah blah blah.
Gotcha. Okay, nothing.
Fighter
okay.
character reveal. Oh, now he's throwing him in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You don't think that's funny?
I have very little context for the character, so yeah.
He's one of them was like arms from fucking like I don't remember what it's from. Like the crappy not proprietary like a launch trailer. It was a launch game for one of the consoles.
Well, all right then.
It's a dummy. No, wait till the end. It was
okay.
it's basically one of those games that's a tech demo, and he's like, yeah, just kick him in there, and his arm gets caught in his legs. Get out of here.
X-Tekken.
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh no.
He should have probably pissed on it, but
What is wrong with you?
I hate cute things. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
You're a monster.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I know. What else is new? But anyways. But no, okay,
Anyway.
fair enough. No, Smash Bros is always, a prime fighting game, blah, blah, blah. I'm Mortal Kombat fan myself, frankly speaking, so there you go. But, fine. It is what it is. Alright, on the topics that... alright, so we basically see, or rather, in this E3 nonsense shebang, we did see during Xbox, Microsoft nonsense, blah, blah, blah. Also, Battlefield 2042 gameplay. And, well, we did talk about the whole... damn it, we did talk about the launch trailer, which Pilot remarked as Fortnite-ish or something like that. And, well...
Fortnite for fucking 20-year-olds.
Yeah, it's
I got so much shit for that on Twitter, dude.
Well,
oh my
yes,
god.
because basically what you did there, let me explain your fault here in your thinking process so that your American brain can understand, okay? So what you did there was look at the color scheme and presume that it's something that quite different, and that's as deep as you went into
not about
actual
the color.
thing.
No,
it felt like it. certainly did.
Okay, that's not what it is. When I say Battlefield looks 2048 looks a lot like fucking Fortnite for 20 somethings, it's because I mean it's the kids who are playing Fortnite going, I don't want any of this kid shit. I need to be more edgy and dark and realistic. But I still want to do all the same batshit stupid crazy nonsense I did in Fortnite. So yeah, Battlefield 2048, perfect. That's what I mean. Everyone on fucking Twitter kind of nailed me with
all right. Now
no, you're an idiot. This is what
No.
the Z generation sounds like. What a moron. I'm like, you fucking idiot. I was born in the 80s. Seriously. What the fuck?
Well, youngster.
Dumb assholes. Jesus.
Oh god. But yeah, generally speaking, of course, Battlefield 2042 looks as Battlefields of the past, or rather specifically Battlefield 4 looked like, kind of, with the color scheme slightly different, but still about the same. So yeah, overall the gameplay looks really nice, some interesting additions and so on and so forth, and even me as more of a Call of Duty side of things, or precisely Counter-Strike kind of a person, look at the damn thing and say, yeah, that looks neat. Might actually play it, because, yeah, surprisingly, Battlefield has, well, at least the modern age sort of Battlefield portions have been doing quite nicely. The last couple of versions, not so much, but that's a whole different story. But there you go. So yeah, overall the gameplay was nice, at least from the looks of things. Whether or not it should technically have another open beta, which would be nice to play, just like the previous parts. And I'll certainly will try it out, because hey, why not? Right, let's see. After that, we got a, presentation from, oh god, Halo. Okay, so Halo Infinite. We saw actual gameplay, not only just the trailer stuff, but yeah, basically the gameplay, and yeah, graphics looks, you know, the standard of modern-ish age. Yeah, it looks like Halo, sort of a overly open arenas with just very little happening, and obviously nice particle effects. However, frankly speaking, it just didn't look that interesting in comparison to Battlefield or any other shooters out there, including Shadow Warrior. So I don't know, I'm starting to grow and hate Halo, frankly speaking, because
why do you hate Halo?
The thing is, I don't like, well, at
the
least
multiplayer is going to be free.
Well, that's props.
That's
to them,
awesome.
Then. No, that's absolutely props to them. That's props to them. The thing is, I don't like the type of a gameplay, or rather the weapon mechanics as well. There are obviously the positives of Halo in general, but generally speaking, growing up in, again, my perspective comes from Half-Life and Counter-Strike, essentially, that more of a precision sort of a well-built levels, if you will. Halo is more loosey-goosey with basically everything.
What?
The first Halo, second Halo, third Halo, fourth Halo, Reach especially as well. Essentially, the aiming reticle specifically was the first thing I absolutely despised, because you're trying to aim something that is, well, trying to hit something with, let's say, a rifle that is, let's just say, not 100 meters, but let's say a realistic 50 meters away from you, right? It's going to be a tough shot if you have that reticle non-aim down sights ability, which again Counter-Strike and Half-Life had. Difference is that reticle on all other games aside from Halo, those reticles actually sort of came together so that it is easier to aim a certain point on your screen, so that you can hit something.
Hold on. Let me ask you, is it uncomfortable to get into the position that you need to get into to talk out of your ass this much? All right, then.
Anyway, I'll let you hang there. I'll let you hang there. Pretentious prick.
When you aim down the when you aim down the sniper rifle in Halo and you have a target and you have a lock.
Oh yeah,
you have a
sniper
shot,
rifle certainly
it
has
glows.
a reticle. Yeah, sniper rifle does, but
What-
every other weapon. Now the thing is, it's just the first of those aspects. The level design I could go into essentially. Well, the first one, the second one didn't really have the greatest level designs and blah blah blah. The third one.
Halo has excellent level designs. What is wrong with you? Blood Gulch is fucking iconic. Are you out of your fucking mind? I put it right up there with Dust.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay. Multiplayer
Ooh.
maps is one thing. The campaign
I'm
maps
livid,
are
sir.
completely other things. Yes, the first, the aside from the gun mechanics, the next thing that I did notice was the specific campaign map, direction, iteration, and so on and so forth. That nonsense that essentially Half-Life goes into, and again I go back to Half-Life and point out how much fucking good was
Valve fanboy.
Half-Life. But anyways, there you
Valve
go.
fanboy. That is what you are. You are a simp for fucking Gabe. That's it. That's all there is to it. Everything else is just your opinion is disqualified, sir. Now my opinion.
Okay.
My opinion is perfectly valid.
Just can't take it. Okay. Okay. Carry on.
Okay, no wait, hold
Carry
on.
Carry on.
If we're gonna talk about Halo is good, yes. If we're gonna talk about games that suck and probably shouldn't be a thing, why the fuck is there gonna be a Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Oh, I didn't
Why
want to
did
talk
you
about
do
that.
this?
God damn it.
They made the Avengers game
We'll pull up the
sucked
trailer.
so hard. It sucked so fucking hard. Why did you not learn your lesson? And instead you made a Guardians of the Galaxy game. And again, they all look like they're stunt double plastic Madame Tussauds wax museum counterparts. Why would you fucking do this again? You made the same fucking mistake.
Yeah, there's just Eidos Montreal, because of course it is. Make the fucking last Deus Ex, you fucking pricks. But anyways, right, so those that don't know the lore behind these Marvel tie-in video games, the first was Avengers, now it's the Guardians of Galaxy.
What the hell happened to Square Enix?
Story here is that essentially it's a different universe. That's why these people don't exactly look like the people from the movies.
Whoa. Lame.
Yeah, that's the reason, folks. That's the reason why why these people look differently. That's the in-universe explanation. It's basically the same as movies, but it's just different looking people, so we don't need to pay royalties for these things. And
I don't
also
understand. They own the rights. They own the rights to the actors' looks for game purposes.
They still need to give monies for the actors for the likeness. There's contractually such things. Otherwise, that would be completely unfair.
Eidos Montreal, Square Enix, Marvel, stop doing this shit. Why does he have a blonde fucking mullet thing going on? What the fuck is this?
That's American cut. That's an American hairstyle. Okay. On serious note, though, this is yet another fucking thing, and they did also announce another expansion DLC, something for the Avengers game as well. How that fucking thing is still not dead is just beyond me. But hey, they did also announce something for Fallout 76 too, by the way, during this thing, and I didn't want to talk about that.
Why?
But I guess we're doing that since we're talking about shit games made by, frankly speaking, poor company that is being. Not now. Eidos is capable of making something nice. Again, proved.
I don't believe you.
Proved by
I don't
Deus
believe you.
Ex. It's proven that they can. The fact is, they are under just the heel of Square Enix and publishers and
why
and Marvel.
Why?
And crap. Money. Answer is money.
No.
It's all about
I know.
fucking money. Yeah.
I understand that if you ever have to ask the question why, it means there's only two answers ever. It's either money or somebody thought it looked cool. That's it. Those are the only two answers to that question, which you have to ask why.
Pretty much, and yeah.
But fuck, man. And no, Fallout London, no, it does not look cool. I did not understand a goddamn thing that the narrator said the entire trailer. And you can massacre me all you want in the comments, but I didn't understand a goddamn thing. And I want to play it because I'm craving a Fallout that isn't 76, like a proper Fallout game. But you can actually roll the video too, because it's not going to copyright. It's a fan-made thing. It's a mod.
No. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's like a full-fledged thing.
Give me okay.
Is it Fallout? No, it's not Fallout 76. Fallout London is its own fan-made thing that I would totally 100% be behind. But I can't speak deep British. And I don't mean that in a bad way, guys.
You can't understand a dialect. What you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Okie dokie.
I would totally be all in for this. Go ahead, turn on the sound.
Yeah, starting like Fallout 3. Wow. Okay, copying. Just
That's
come on,
fan-made.
guys.
Cut him a break.
It's a reference that is overplayed. The fucking
It is.
Bethesda themselves overplayed it with, I think, New Vegas and Fallout 4, I think.
Well, it's kind of a staple at this point.
It's lazy. Level design's okay.
Oh yeah, no, it looks fun.
Okay. Well, of course, I don't have audio on it, so...
Yeah, turn on the sound. You can turn on the sound.
I don't trust you with this nonsense. I don't.
You won't get copyright. It's a mod. You can't get copyright struck. That's the whole point of what I was talking about.
No, not copyright. Content ID struck.
You won't get content ID. Listen.
I don't trust you. You're not... Folks can go and watch it yourself. I just don't trust this nonsense. Fuck this noise. Fuck content ID.
You can't get DMCA'd for a mod.
I'm not even acknowledge the stupidity of that sentence there. Anyways, carrying on.
My whole point of this was that the narrator is just completely unintelligible. And
okay.
I would love to play this. I think it looks interesting, but I can't understand what happened. Like, you could have told me an ice cream cart exploded in downtown London, and that's why it's like this, and I'd believe you.
Well, all right then.
Cockney accent, not British. What the f does that mean? Okay.
Colonials, ladies and gentlemen, those colonials.
It's like saying, okay, well, I have a California accent. It doesn't fucking mean anything.
I mean, I constantly do pick fun at any British person that I meet in person about the way they often unintelligibly talk to others and so on and so forth, just for the fun of it. It's mostly to do, although no, actually, the last time I was in UK, that was in 2019. Yeah, 2019 for the LaveCon, and I was staying with Scorpius, who is quite intelligible, no problem. But in the convention, there are some other folks. Sometimes I pick fun at Drew for that as well. But yeah, well, there's that. But it's interesting to see that they're British on their islands cannot speak their own language that they do. Yes, fact of the matter is, you can understand fucking Scottish far better than just. More casual Brits. So come on.
Listen, I have a point to make here.
Yes.
I don't think there are any British people who could listen to. Wait, no. You know what? I'm smart enough to actually shut my fucking mouth and rewalk that before I say something stupid. Never mind.
Good job. Carrying on for the next games then. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Oh, Stalker 2. Right. So those that didn't see the Stalker 2 a trailer just literally came
trailer.
after. Yeah, they did release a cinematic quote-unquote gameplay trailer. Well, it was more of a cinematic trailer to showcase the idea of gameplay or something, basically. But in any case, that was far more interesting than the fucking Starfield for me, because first of all, it actually did represent more than just a couple of pretty scenes and so on and so forth. It actually was quite
Wait,
long,
you agree with me? You agree with me? Did you manage to slip that out by accident?
Starfield trailer did show nothing. Yeah, it
Holy
did.
Fuck!
What?
You argued with me for like 20 minutes about that shit, but you agree with me? Fuck you!
What? I said that trailer. Okay, so let's return to the fucking Starfield then. Let's go again. So
No,
my
please,
argument.
God,
No, bitch, I'm gonna
No.
do this. Yes. Okay, Starfield. The trailer did show very little about it. There was no gameplay. There was no nothing. There's just, generally speaking, as a trailer of itself about a game, showed nothing. My argument is that they pushed heavily on the idea for Star Citizen and drew as many comparisons between itself and Star Citizen. Again, as I said, basically riding on the coattails of the fucking Star Citizen. In of itself, there wasn't much, but again, considering the references they were drawing, there's the implication of gameplay, which again is just, yeah, as I said, that is probably not gonna be like what they showcase it, but it's a very hype-driven.
What I'm
trailer,
saying,
or rather,
what I'm
driving.
saying,
There we go. Yes.
yes, it's hype. What I'm saying is, I was pissed off because the trailer doesn't really show shit. And then you spent the next like 10 minutes ripping me. Oh, it showed a lot. It did this and this and this.
It didn't.
It's very evocative. Blah, blah, blah.
It showed
no, it doesn't show
to
shit.
drive in Yeah, it didn't show anything about the game. However, the trailer was
60 minutes
specifically tailored in a manner to drive comparisons with Star Citizen so heavily. I honestly, I could have mistaken that fucking trailer for Star Citizen, literally. And that was my point.
Exactly. Yes, and that's a fair point.
It didn't show anything from the game.
But 60 minutes later, yeah, it doesn't really show fucking anything. That's why the Stalker trailer is better. I'm like, fuck you!
Okay, Americans, ladies and gentlemen, the nuance is very lost.
Oh, whatever.
On them.
Talk about Stalker.
Right, so, okay, then, right, so the Stalker essentially was far more interesting than fucking Starfield was indeed, as it did showcase some interesting side notes about the CEC game, well, CEC's the developer of the game, and, well, considering that in the past fucking years, or maybe even decade, they haven't released a game. Actually, now that I think of it, yeah, they haven't released Call of Pripyat. Call of Pripyat was a 2009 release, wasn't it?
I love it when you get distracted by yourself.
Regardless of that, essentially we're seeing once more something from CEC Games in the form of Stalker 2 that was teased way back in the day, and obviously we knew that something was coming. We had the sort of teaser trailer or in-engine showcase before this trailer and so on and so forth. It was rather interesting, and indeed it's nice to see the CEC working. I think that was their own trailer. They did themselves rather than asking a trailer house to make it. Regardless, the animations were nice, as a cinematic trailer usually has. The graphics and visuals, are very nice as cinematic trailers go. As for the gameplay, well, hopefully we'll see something like Shadow of Chernobyl. However, they are drawing quite a lot of comparisons to...
Hold up. Sorry, Shadow of what?
Shadow of Chernobyl. Chernobyl. There you go.
Chernobyl.
Well, that's English pronunciation. I don't care.
Chernobyl?
Is yes, in Latvian, okay. It's slightly different. But regardless, it's just... Carry on. Right. So, yeah. The Stalker 2 was... oh, God, they did even put in a whole subtitle. It was like... something of Chernobyl as well. Fuck! What was the name of it? But basically, the point is, essentially, with the subtitle, they're trying to draw as many comparisons between the first game, which is absolutely, hands down, the most popular one, and then this new Stalker 2 thing. So we'll see whether or not it actually fulfills its sort of moniker's the presumed value or tagline, if you will. But yeah, regardless, it's interesting to see a company that has basically gone off the grid for literally a decade and finally coming out,
come back and make something cool.
Yeah, surprisingly interesting, because the whole idea of the zone, the radioactive area, right, overall, that whole thing, it is very alluring, and Stalker has always been a game that literally anyone can just play and enjoy, the atmosphere being very unique and very specifically.
You could enjoy
driven.
it for like 30 seconds before something happens to you.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's paced relatively well.
It's just a joke.
No, fair enough. But yeah, basically, obviously, every single person that has played or will play Stalker, the old games, will know that the game really is just about being in this post-USSR, stuck in time, place with rather interesting magic, if you will, this radioactive magic, if you will, which drives very, very interesting atmosphere. It's one of the rare games that actually can be called atmospheric shooters or atmospheric games in general. And Elite almost reached the same level of atmosphere, but it failed quite a bit. So
it only has the light atmosphere.
Oh God! Hey, zing! But yeah, in a general book of good game making, at least when it comes to immersion, right? There's just a gameplay, then a slightly higher level of enjoyment. There's the immersion, when you're feeling like you're actually there in the game with the moments of just that. Let's say a good gameplay or specific features, let's say like in Elite Dangerous with VR or what else. And a step above that, there's, for me at least, atmospheric. Like that, just throughout the whole gameplay, you feel like you're there. Just every single detail draws out the game's atmosphere, the game's immersiveness, and, the feeling that you're there, that not dread, but in case of Stalker, that's always the dread. But still, another game that I would call very atmospheric is Alien Isolation.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We should have ended on the atmosphere joke. But listen,
yeah, there you go.
Listen,
hopefully they will deliver on another good atmosphere game. Yes.
Have you seen Clarkson's Farm?
Right. I was about to say, what game? No, yes, I have seen clips on the YouTubes about Clarkson's Farm. It's a new Amazon show, blah, 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 about Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear and, of course, Grand Tour, just doing his shtick on farm stuff. So
okay, well, listen. So we're coming up at the end of the show. And this is the part of the show where I normally chastise you for not being in the pop cultural know. And where I advise you to watch things that you'll probably never watch. So, I'm going to tell you, as someone who knows absolutely fuck all about farming, you should watch Clarkson's Farm. Simply because he opens the show with, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's basically dirty jobs with Clarkson. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was very well done. You can tell Clarkson is kind of getting older and slowing down a bit, but
clearly.
Damn, dude. Yeah, but by the end of the show, man, he's doing like a work day that I don't even want to dream of. He's getting up at like 6:30 in the morning and going to bed at like 2 in the morning.
He's old, he can. There's the joke.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
I
used to do that for school, and it is just soul crushing to wake up that early and basically sleep about 4 hours a day, 5 days at least a week, which is just truly soul crushing, and I don't ever want to repeat that. So thank you guys for being there and allowing the show and other things that I do happen, because God, I love working this quote-unquote job. Anyway.
I highly recommend the show. I think it's great that he becomes.
It's
he goes
Clarkson,
from
right? And he knows how to deliver and work. So there you go.
Exactly. He goes from total idiot to actually like decent farmer, and it's good. And I highly recommend it. And on that note, I also recommend, if you have not seen it yet, please go watch Bo Burnham's Inside. It was so fucking good. The edits are amazing. The practical effects are jaw-dropping. What he's managed to do in this tiny little apartment, and the tonal shift is they're on point. You will laugh and you will cry, and it's great. I promise you. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it.
No idea what that is. The only thing that I know about Inside is that Pixar movie, and that's about it.
No. Oh, okay. Just Bo Burnham's Inside. Just go watch it. He was a YouTuber, for fuck's sake.
That's a movie.
You should know who he is.
That's a YouTube video.
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
There you go. All right, then. Netflix TV show? Netflix movie?
It's a special.
Okay.
Movie?
All right. I've seen
it's more like, I don't know. It's more like a musical at this point.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
That's not really selling it to me, though.
I understand. I totally get it. If you can make it an hour into it and you haven't laughed once.
Oh, God, it's an hour. Fuck. How long is it?
It's like an hour and a half.
That's a movie, basically. Okay, gotcha.
I'll tell you what. I will publicly apologize to you.
No,
next week,
don't worry. No,
I
like to expose myself to a little bit of different, works of art and styles and things and so on and so forth. Otherwise,
it's a work
widening
of art.
the field of view that should be done by anyone, right? All sorts of things. Try it out at least, if nothing else. Except for maybe deadly mushrooms, you can try them only once. Anyways, we do have a couple of more topics still going, so let's just carrying on.
Go for it.
Oh, God.
Let's nail them out.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, this is going to be really quick and really annoying. Right, so I've been playing for, after streams and just to relax, a driving game by the name of Trackmania. Those that know will remember the good old Trackmania Nations, a free-to-play game back in 2008, essentially.
Are you one of those stupid people who's paying to race?
No.
Oh, my God, you are.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, clearly not. First of all, we'll get to that payment model, right? So, as a free game to fuck around and play and just drive around, Trackmania has always been a really decent one. After it was acquired, the Nadeo, the developer company, was acquired by Ubisoft a little while back. There was quite some specific changes coming to Trackmania, all titles of them, especially Trackmania Nations, and we did kind of report on it a little bit. Everyone basically was reporting on just the rather exploitative live service nonsense that Ubisoft was trying to push onto the game. However, they walked back quite a bit, allowing Trackmania Nations to, play on normal servers without just being in a timeout after like 3 races, which was basically what they did with free players when they first got their fucking hands on Trackmania generally. Now, in their presentation, the Ubisoft Forward, which is another presentation just like the other ones during this E3 time, for Trackmania they added this mode Royale. And it is exactly what you may think of, and it's, frankly speaking, just a Fall Guys with cars. Basically teams of 3 people, just Fall Guys with cars, essentially. It's a free-to-play portion.
Isn't that Rocket League?
No, Rocket League is... No. Rocket League is soccer with cars. Or football. I mean, it's
cars.
football. Yeah. There we go, with cars.
You got yes. You know what?
I've won. Americans, goddammit.
The rest of the freaking
Americans,
I've won.
Fuck you and your handbag games.
No matter what. Soccer. You said soccer. I've won.
I hate this so much.
I could cash out. The show's over, folks.
Fucking Americans, man. Okay, anyways, carrying on then, right? So that's basically the Royale mode. It's crap, and well, Trackmania 2020 version, the latest one. Yes, it's a free-to-play game, but it's extremely restrictive unless you're paying on a yearly subscription base. Of course it is, and I do not recommend anyone to do so. I just simply pick it up as a quick pick up and play, if you will, from time to time, and then much rather go back to fucking Trackmania Nations as a Nations Forever. I mean, but there you go. Actually, no, go play Trackmania Nations Forever because it is a far better game in my opinion. Anyways, after that we got a James Cameron Avatar trailer for a new game.
Why? Who cares?
A new James Cameron Avatar. The blue people's blue Smurfs are back, ladies and gentlemen. And boy,
please let this franchise die.
I love it. No, I seriously do love it. I really love it. But it's interesting visually. Obviously, it was this visual spectacle. Blah 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 blah. Right. So first things first. A little bit of history there. First of all, we still don't know any news about the new movies that apparently are being worked on. Two at the time. Right now? Question mark. But regardless, no. The Avatar, after it released, the movie that is. They did later release a video game. It was literally called James Cameron's Avatar: The Game. It was at best an okay game. I played through it. Actually, you can see still in one of my videos in my channel from back in the day when I released gameplay videos, just pure gameplay videos, like 10 minutes of gameplay, literally, that's how it was called. Me playing that fucking thing, and it was okay at best. It got grindy by the end of it and quite annoying. However, the new trailer is presenting a new game. We don't have any gameplay still, but we still have the good old blue people. We do have the up-to-date graphics and so on and so forth.
The movie is 12 years old.
I know, right? It's
Can we please let it die?
I remember when I first saw it, it was just so... Well, it was revolutionary, at least on the, the visuals and so on and so forth. So there's that. However, one thing that I can still remember quite clearly was distinguishing soundtrack. And you can still hear the same soundtrack, or, well, not the soundtrack, but the sound bites, if you will, from the movie in that trailer, or thematically speaking. And it still is top-notch. I absolutely love the soundtrack from Avatar, the movie, right? It's just... Frankly speaking, it's one of those rare sound OSTs or whatever that kind of pops out due to its sheer quality, just like Mick Gordon's content for just like Mick Gordon's work on Doom and let's say other movies as well. Well, Star Wars especially. Right? So yeah,
you can tell when you're really into something because your voice just kind of gets lower and lower. No, you start grumbling into the mic, you're like,
but there you go. But as for the game, I don't expect it to be anything but average at best, really.
No, it's gonna suck. Why are we wasting time on
It's a licensed IP. I wonder who is developing it. I probably need to go back and look
it's Ubisoft. It's gonna be fucking Ubisoft.
It should, I think it should be, but I'll go back and take a look at it. But regardless,
how do you know a game's gonna suck? It's a licensed IP from Ubisoft.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So moving on then to quickly, probably one of the. Yeah, okay, that's the last topic on my end, and that is the promised demos, video game demos until the end of this week, until the 22nd June, that is, till the end of the week. Steam is, well, releasing shit gazillions of demos for all sorts of video games. It's called Steam Next, was it? I think it was Steam. I think it was Steam Next. Basically, you can go and look through a massive list of video games and essentially that are either up and coming or already released, and their demo versions. Back in the day, I still remember, people saying that, movies have trailers, games should at least have demos.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So it's
I don't mean to cut you short.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut you short. I'll let you finish your sentence in a second. But Mrs. is coming in with a fuck ton of groceries, and I got to go help her unload. So, at least for me, goodbye, everyone. It's been fun, etc., etc. Take it easy, guys. Have a good weekend.
Okay, well that's Pilot. So I'll end the stream just by finishing essentially Steam's Steam Next, the nonsense about the demo games, right? So yeah, go and check out all sorts of games, especially the games that you would not normally play. Perhaps try out their demos, try out things, because again, demos are a wonderful thing when a game releases it, because it truly is a way to, well, make sure, not only make sure that the person who buys the game is satisfied with their purchase, but also the fact that a company or the development studio at the very least is confident that their game works and is fun to play. Otherwise, a company not releasing a demo may, kind of indicate that they are quite insecure in their game, or, well, don't think that it's worth releasing a demo because, well, trailers are there. What more do you want? So yeah, I definitely give far more respect to a company that is willing to release a demo. It's, in my opinion, in this industry especially, a very crucial part, and now more than ever because of the constant, the microtransactions and just the crappy gameplays and so on and so forth. So yeah, if the game is fun in demo, not necessarily it will be for a long run, but at least you will know that the game's principles are there and it'll be worth picking it up for the price that you're picking it up. So yeah, go check out the smaller games, go check out all the maybe even bigger games, things you haven't tried out. It's, again, all for free. Demos are always for free and should be supported, and support the companies that are putting out some nifty, new and interesting, maybe just simply polished games. So there you go. On a wonderful note, there you go. Let's see. Yes, in your opinion, do you think it should be legal requirement that the digital product that is sold have a demo? I would love to see that, frankly speaking. I would love to see that. I really would love to see that, truly. However, a legal requirement, well, yeah, no. Unfortunately, that's something that is just not a great idea overall. So yeah, it's mostly to do with the fact that it really just bogs down the smaller game companies than the bigger ones, clearly. So there's that, well, understanding, I suppose. But well, regardless, anyways, so overreaching, yeah, kinda. I'd say so. Right. Anyways, right. So on that note, I suppose that's about it on the general. Let's see, 2-hour window for refunds is demo. No, that's different, right? So yes, Steam offers a 2-hour refund policy, but let's say a game is made like something that we see right now on the screen, that within 2 hours you can't exactly experience the principles of it or its perceived value or worth. What if there are specific live service things, Generally speaking, games these days are made with the live service nonsense and a few other extra crap onto them that kind of prevent demo from actually showcasing what the actual game is. And I hate that. I hate that quite a lot. But yeah, here we are. Still, when it comes to smaller games, when it comes to single-player games especially, yeah, the demo is a really good thing, showcase, and can bring in some, well, basically it just showcases the developer's confidence in their product. And I definitely like that. I stand behind that. Anyways, right, so on that note, yeah, I got no more topics about the E3. Well, specific outstanding topics about E3 that you know, stood out for me during the whole presentations and so on and so forth. So there you go. Hopefully something interesting for you. A longer, well, Space Ace news than the usual. So there you go. As for now, let's see. Do I have any generous people to thank? Well, except for Valor there, who, you know, fuck it, I'll play it. Oh, damn it, I don't have the sound on. Ah, crap. Well, regardless, there you go. During off-stream, just a generous donation there, or tip, whatever you want to call it, really came through, so I appreciate your work, and I do want to say thank you for that. As for the rest of you, well, again, if you do want to support the content, again, down below, there's a link for Patreon, Streamlabs, and all that wonderful thing. Oh, and Sea of Thieves, yes, I did see the Sea of Thieves DLC about the Pirates of Caribbean, and... not keen on Sea of Thieves myself, generally speaking. I disliked how they released it in the first place, obviously. And yeah, even though it might be okay-ish today, I still am not keen on delving into another, you know, elite type of a game. I much rather go for smaller, more experimental or interesting experiences like those demos. Again, plenty of interesting new kinds of games, or old games that I need to play through, like Psychonauts. Alright, well, anyways, that's about it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the Space Ace news, and tune in next week as we'll be talking about probably some more elite nonsense. This week it was a special edition indeed. 2 hours unlike the usual, and well, if you want to watch the other past broadcasts, there's a public playlist on my channel available, so go check it out. Yeah, that's about it. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy if you will, enjoy the summer, and I'll see you... I'm not sure if tomorrow. Probably should stream tomorrow. We'll see. Anyways, take care.